Hi guys, I'm Bryony. I run Precious Stars Pads on YouTube, and today I'm partnering with City to See to tell you why you shouldn't flush disposable pads and tampons down the toilet, and also what some alternative menstrual products are. So first of all, did you know that the average disposable pad contains the same amount of plastic as 4 disposable carrier bags? That's a lot. And 1.4 million of them get flushed down the toilet every day in the UK. That's not even including the 2.5 million tampons that also get flushed with them. Now you might be thinking tampons are just cotton, right? That shouldn't be a problem, they'll break down. Well, you'd actually be wrong. Tampons do also contain plastic, and not just in the applicator. There's a very thin wrap that goes around a tampon that holds all the absorbent fibres together, and this is made of a very thin plastic. So whenever you flush a tampon down the toilet, you flush that plastic down the toilet too. All these things are then combining to create expensive problems with our sewage network, as well as polluting our rivers and seas. And I'm sure you'll agree with me that the last thing you want when you're on holiday is to have tampons and pads washing up on the beach where you're sitting. So what should you do? Well, if you use typical disposables, you should make sure they always go in the bin. Make sure the whole thing actually goes in the bin, pad and tampon included. If you need to, you can wrap them in some toilet paper and dispose of them in the sanitary bins that are provided in almost all bathrooms now. Or better still, switch to an alternative menstrual product. So what are alternative menstrual products? Well, today I'm going to tell you about a few of the most common ones, starting with organic biodegradable disposables. So these disposables are very similar to the pads and tampons you're used to using, and you use them in exactly the same way. The difference is they're made from organic cotton and they don't contain any plastic. The backings are usually made from a form of starch, and that means they'll biodegrade in around 6 months as opposed to taking 450 years to break down in landfill. That's a big difference, and it will really make a difference with the environment. But if you want to take it one step further, then you could consider using a reusable menstrual product. The two most common types of reusable menstrual products are menstrual cups and cloth pads. A menstrual cup is a reusable alternative to tampons. They typically are made of medical grade silicone, and they can last for up to 10 years. The way a menstrual cup works is that you fold it, there's many ways to do this, insert it into your vagina, it pops open, and then it collects your menstrual blood rather than absorbing it like a tampon would. When you're done, you simply pinch the base, walk the cup out, pour the blood away, rinse, reinsert, and keep repeating for the rest of your cycle. Some other benefits to using a menstrual cup is that because it's not made of absorbent fibres, it's made of silicone, it doesn't carry the same risk of TSS, toxic shock syndrome, that typical tampons will. There's other benefits to it as well, including the fact that even the smaller sizes of menstrual cups like this one, a size 1, can hold around 3 times as much as a regular tampon, and they're safe to use for up to 12 hours. Really great for people who have very busy lives. If you're not a fan of internal protection though, then you might want to consider using a cloth pad. Now, cloth pads are often associated with being things of the past, but the truth is these are just as modern as the menstrual cups are. We now have new technologies and new ways of making cloth pads that ensures they're very absorbent but still super thin. The other advantage to using a cloth pad is that it's more breathable, so if you typically get sweaty or itchiness or irritation and rashes from disposable pads, you shouldn't get that with these because they don't contain the chemicals that traditional disposables you'll get at the supermarket will. Cloth pads work in a very similar way to disposable pads in the sense that they both absorb your menstrual blood. The difference is that when you're done with a disposable pad, you'll typically take it off and throw it away, whereas with a reusable pad like this, you'll simply take it off, fold it up, and place it in a wet bag. A wet bag is just a bag with a waterproof lining. Then at the end of your cycle, or when you're running low on cloth pads, you simply take that bag, throw it in the washing machine on a warm wash, and then hang them out to dry. So if you'd like more information about reusable menstrual products, then be sure to check out my YouTube channel. I have a ton of videos on there explaining all the different things about cloth pads and menstrual cups, and also giving my tips and tricks. If you're interested in buying some cloth pads or menstrual cups, be sure to check out my website Precious Stars. The link will be up here and also in the description box. And also be sure to check out City to See's Facebook page, which will also be linked in the description box down below, to find out some other ways that you can help reduce the amount of plastic in your life. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you found this video helpful.